everyone, this is Lata Akula. In this video we are going to study about the characters of the angiosperms. Angiosperms are nothing but they are the flowering plants. In this, the seeds are enclosed within a fruit. That means ovules are enclosed in the ovaries. Angions means vessel, sperma means seed. Angions means vessel and sperma means seed. Here the seeds are formed inside the fruit and the sporophylls are organized into a flower-like structure. The characteristics of the angiosperms are, these are flowering plants, right? The ovules are enclosed in the ovary, that is, seeds are enclosed within the fruit. These are the largest group of plants. These can be found everywhere in the world. That can be found in a wide range of habitat. If you see the size of these plants, they may be as small as Ulfia. This is the smallest angiosperm, which is a very minute flowers, and to the tall trees like eucalyptus, which will grow up to 100 meters in length. The angiosperms may be classified into two classes. Dicotyledons are dicots, monocotyledons are monocots. If we see the dicots they consist of two seeds in its seed, two cotyledons in its seed. Dicots contain the seed part, it has two cotyledons. Example: pea, rose, eucalyptus, mustard, cotton, sunflower are the examples of dicots or dicotyledons. In the monocots, there is a single cotyledon is present in the seed structure. Example: banana, cereals, palms, grass, bamboo, orchids are the examples. If you see the reproductive part in the angiosperms is the flower. The flower is nothing but shoot modified for reproduction. It is the shoot modification develops into the flower. The flower consists of male and female sex organs. The male sex organs are called as stamens and female sex organs are called as pistil or carpel. The stamen, it consists of two parts. One is a filament and second one is anther. This tubular part is called as filament. The terminal part is called as anther. This anther possesses pollen grains. This anther consists of microsporangia. So, because of the presence of this microsporangia, microspore mother cell is present, which undergoes meiosis and develops haploid microspores, which develops into pollen grains. These pollen grains, they may be disseminated by wind, water, some may be disseminated by insects. There are so many vectors for its transmission of pollen grains to the female sex organs. Here the female sex organ is called as pistil or carpel. It consists of three parts. They are ovary, style and stigma. These are the three parts. So these are the three parts in the pistil. They are the ovary, style, stigma. This is the ovary is the swollen part and style is the tubular part. Stigma is entry for the pollen grains. The pollen grains enters into the ovules by means of this stigma only. If you see this, the ovary consists of a cavity called as ovarian cavity. Inside this there is a placenta is present where ovules. Here the ovary consists of ovarian cavity. Inside the ovarian cavity, placenta is present. Placenta is nothing but ovule bearing part, and inside the placenta, megasporangia, which are otherwise called as ovules, are present. So we learn that in angiosperms, the reproductive organ is the flower. The flower consists of male and female reproductive organs such as stamen and pistil. The stamen consists of two parts. One is anther and another one is the filament. The anther is the pollen bearing part where the pollen grains are produced, which will have the male gametes. Whereas the female reproductive organ is the pistil or carpel. It consists of three parts. They are stigma, style, and ovary are the three parts. The stigma is the pollen receiving part, and this is the tubular part is called as style, and this bulged part is called as ovary. This ovary consists of, this is the ovary. This ovary consists of placenta. Inside the placenta, ovules are present. Ovules are developed inside the placenta. The number of ovules, they may vary from one plant to another plants. In papaya, watermelon, there are many ovules are present. So many ovules are present, and which will develop many seeds. And whereas in mango, wheat, there is only one single ovule is present in the ovary. Here, if we see the ovary consists of placenta. Inside the placenta, ovules are present. These ovules are nothing but megasporangia. The ovules are the megasporangia. And if we see the structure of ovule, the ovule is covered by integuments. There are several integument or covering like structures are present around the ovules, and this ovule consists of the mass of cells are present in this. The body of the ovule consists of a mass of cells are present. In that mass of cells is called as nucellus. In this nucellus, one of the cell will be developed into a megaspore mother cell. So megaspore mother cell, where it developed from the nucellus, one of the cell from the nucellus will be converted into megaspore mother cell. That megaspore mother cell undergoes meiosis. By means of meiosis, that develops 4 megaspores. How many? 4 megaspores are developed, which are in haploid. Here it is a reductional division, hence it is in haploid. And in this 4 megaspores, out of the 4, 3 megaspores will be degenerated, non-functional, and only 1 megaspore is functional. That the single functional megaspore, which is nothing but the female gametophyte, that is develops into female gametophyte or embryo sac. How that is developed, now we will see. So that a single megaspore that undergoes mitosis, that undergoes 3 mitosis. In the first mitosis, it develops into 2 nucleate embryo sac, and in the second mitosis, 4 nucleate embryo sac will be developed. In the third mitosis, total 8 nucleated embryo sac will be developed. This 8 nucleate embryo sac, it is the typical female gametophyte. The typical female gametophyte or embryo sac consists of how many nuclei? 8 nuclei present. See, so in this 8 nuclei, 3 nuclei will form egg apparatus. We see this is the egg apparatus. It consists of 1 egg and 2 synergids are present, and 3 antipodals are present, and 2 polar nuclei are present. These 2 polar nuclei later converted into, fused together and form the secondary nuclei. So totally how many nuclei? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nuclei are present in the embryo sac. If I say this embryo sac, it has 2 ends. Towards the synergids, the end is called as micropylar end, and towards the antipodals, the end is called as chalazal end. That end is called as chalazal end. So during pollination, what happens? From the anther, the pollen grains, here the pollen grains are developed. The developed pollen grains, they may reach to the stigma. The transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma is called as pollination. What is the process is called? Pollination means the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma is called as pollination. In this, there are several agents are there for the pollination process. They may be air, water, animals, insects. So any one of them may act as the pollinating agents and transfer the pollen grains. And after the pollen grains reaches the stigma, here for example this is the stigma. In this stigma, the pollen grains were reached to the mouth of the stigma. Near the mouth of the stigma, the pollen grains reaches that gets germinated. For example, this is the pollen grain. It reached near to this, and when it reaches to the mouth of the stigma, it gets germinated and produce a pollen tube. So germinated pollen grain produce a pollen tube. So this pollen tube will travels towards the micropylar end, and it consists of two male gametes. It carries its male gametes towards the micropylar end and releases its male gametes into the embryo sac. In that, the first nuclei fuses with egg. Two male gametes are there, right? One male gamete fuses with the egg and produce one male gamete that fuses with the egg and develops zygote, which is in diploid condition, because one male gamete is in haploid and egg is in haploid condition. 1 plus 1 gives rise to 2n condition. And there is one more male gamete is present. That second male gamete fuses with another secondary nucleus, and then what will happen? Another male gamete fuses with the secondary nucleus. Here 1 plus 2 happens, and that resulting one is the primary endosperm nucleus is formed. PEN is the shortcut for the primary endosperm nucleus, and this primary endosperm nucleus is in 3n condition, triploid condition, and later this primary endosperm nucleus will be converted into endosperm, and the zygote develops into embryo. Later the zygote develops into embryo and the primary endosperm nucleus develops into endosperm. Here there are two fertilizations occurs, that is a double fertilization occurs. Double fertilization is the characteristic feature of angiosperms. Double fertilization is the characteristic feature of the angiosperms. So in this, two fertilizations occurs. It is called as double fertilization, which will be seen in angiosperms. After fertilization, these synergids and antipodes, they degenerates. And what happens? The ovule develops into seed, and the ovary, this ovary part, right? This ovary develops into the fruit. Then the seeds are enclosed in the fruit. Hence, in angiosperms, angios means vessel. Vessel, it may be in a sac or fruit-like structure. In this, the seeds are enclosed in the fruit. That is about the angiosperms, how the seeds are enclosed in the fruit. I will explain it once again. What happens? The female reproductive organ consists of ovary-style stigma. Inside the ovary, they consist of ovules. The ovules are also called as megasporangia, and these ovules are enveloped structures, hence they are called as integumented ones. And the ovules, the body of the ovule consists of mass of cells, which is called as nucellus, and in this nucellus cells, one of the cell is converted into the megaspore mother cell, and this megaspore mother cell, it undergoes meiosis and develops 4 haploid megaspores. In these 4 haploid megaspores, these are the 4 megaspores. Assume it as a 4 megaspore structure. Out of the 4, 3 gets degenerated and only 1 megaspore is functional. That 1 megaspore, which is the functional, will act as a female gamete, which develops further into a female gametophyte or embryo sac. Here, for the development of embryo sac, it undergoes mitosis. In the first mitosis, from this one male gametophyte, 2 nucleate embryo sac develops. 2 nuclei is present. In second mitosis, 4 nucleated structure, and in the third mitosis, 8 nucleate structure develops. And the typical embryo sac, the typical female gametophyte consists of 8 nucleated structure. In this 8 nucleated structure, 3 will form the egg apparatus. In the egg apparatus, there is one egg is present and 2 synergids are present, and 3 antipodes are present, and 2 polar nuclei are present. These 2 polar nuclei later fuse together and form the secondary nuclei. And It consists of two ends, micropylar end and chalazal end. Chalazal end towards the antipodals and micropylar end towards the synergids. During the pollination, the pollen grains from the anther reaches to the stigma. The process is called as pollination. The pollination may be carried out by several agents like air, water, animals or insects. It may be anything, not all. And then the pollen grains reaches to the stigma. When it reaches the stigma, the pollen grains they get germinated. The germinated pollen grains that develops a pollen tube. The pollen tube will run towards the micropylar end and carries two male gametes along with it and releases its two male gametes into the micropylar and inside the embryo sac. And in these two male gametes, one male gamete fuses with the egg, one male gamete fuses with this egg and from the zygote. 1 plus 1 gives rise to 2n condition, that is a diploid zygote is formed, later that develops into the embryo. And another male gamete is two male gametes are present, right? In this one fused with the egg form the zygote and another one, that is another male gamete that fuses with this secondary nuclei. These fuse together and form the secondary nuclei and fused with the secondary nuclei and form triploid primary endosperm nucleus, that is 3 end condition. 2 plus 1, 3, right? Here the triploid primary endosperm nucleus will be developed. This primary endosperm nucleus at pen later develops into the endosperm. This endosperm will act as a nutrient source for the developing embryo. For the developing embryo needs some nutrients, right? The nutrient source is provided by this endosperm. And here two fertilizations have occurred, hence it is called as double fertilization. This double fertilization is a characteristic feature of the angiosperms. And this, after fertilization, there is a synergids, they get disappeared and along with antipodals, 3 antipodals and 2 synergids they disappears and the ovules develops into seeds and ovaries develops into the fruit. This is about angiosperms. In the next video we will study about the economical importance of angiosperms along with the life cycle.